Hi everyone, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm Jennifer, aka Jen Jen from Jen Jen's Creations. We're going to do a whip and chat today, and um, just gonna go through what been going on this week and so forth. And I started a new diamond painting. Um, as you can see, it went by pretty quick. I did two sections. I did one section. Um, was it last? I don't remember. But anyway, I've already completed two sections. I'm down on the third section. I completed the second section today as I was trying to record a video. And I had the video recorded, and well, for some ungodly reason, um, it was my voice wasn't matching up. And as a result, a lot of people weren't happy, and a lot of people, left the channel. So it's, it is what it is. And I'm going to try to figure out what's going on and what happened and go from there. I might have to, uninstall my OBS and start over. Who knows? So I hope everyone is well. I am doing this new diamond painting. It is called the Dreamcatcher Wolf from Diamond Art Club. Um, that, Actually, I'm doing it for two purposes. One, my daughter wanted it for her birthday, which is next month, and uh, Wolfpack Diamond Painting is doing a wolf along, um, and I'm participating in that. So it's hashtag wolf along. You can probably see it on channel or whatever. Um, if you're not a member of the group, go over to Facebook and you can join. Um, but anyway, so yeah, we're gonna be working on this while I chat, talk, go from there. Um, okay, sorry about that. So let's get started. Um, and I'm just gonna tell you what's been going on this week here, and um, I'm just gonna diamond paint, and we're gonna, hopefully have some fun. So, last week, as you guys know, after I didn't, I knew the Whip and Chat challenge was coming, and like I said in my last video, Mrs. Coffee has been the one that has laid that challenge out to all of the creators, and I'm gonna tell you, I did not realize how many diamond painting creators and how many creators, that do crafts were out there. I was like amazed. And as a matter of fact, today I finished watching the last couple videos, and I'm found a couple that I really liked. And of course, besides mine being on there, I already knew Cow, and there was a couple other people. Um, so I was really impressed. And if you haven't had time to do that, you should go check that out on Mrs. Coffee has a playlist. It's on her channel page, and you can go look under playlist, and it should be there. I think she also has a link for it. Also, I'm not sure exactly where. Um, I just, went and looked it up and so forth, and there it was. So, but yeah, there's some really cool creators out there. One that she and I just met her basically, well, technically last night on my live, and she's 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 a sweetheart already, and um, she and I were uh, chatting earlier, and she is just as much as a mess as I am. So it was kind of cool to actually see, chat with her. She's really cool. Um, it What's her name? The Casual Crafter. So she's really, I loved watching her videos. And I can't wait to get to know her more because she's a sweetheart. I don't know what else to say to her. So, Brandy, there you go. um, so we let's see, let's go. I'm gonna go backwards now and talk about last week. Last week was kind of it was a good week, but it was just one of those weeks where I just did not give two flying patooties wads what I did. Um, I had we based Skylar went back to school and just really getting back into a routine with him, and then he just trying to get him remotivated and so forth. And of course, he's got this look on his face every day, and of I don't want to do this, I don't want to get up, and he's pouting. But it is what it is. So um and he been trying to get him to write in his they have an agenda, and I've been trying to make sure that he writes in it and remind him to write in it, so that way it's for where they write all their homework and all that kind of junk. And sometimes lately he'd been forgetting, and he remembered the other day, and he was so excited that he remembered that in the process of remembering that that he was all excited about it, he forgot to do his homework, which okay. He thought I was going to be upset about it. I told him, no, I'm not going to be upset. It's not, why would I be upset? And he's like, well, I forgot. And I was like, well, son, at least you remembered to write in your agenda. That's one thing down that we don't have to like really, um, stress about. I just need you to remember to do that all the time. So, of course, he didn't do it today. But, so he was proud of himself. And so we just got to get him back. I just got to make sure that he does it. And of course, with last week being, one of those weeks, the first week back to school, and him not wanting to be there, I've I started sitting in there with him, doing stuff like laundry, making the bed, whatever, and just till he either wakes up and gets out of whatever mood he's in, and then letting just leaving the room, so that way he doesn't feel like, because I don't want him to think I'm looking over his shoulder, because he's getting to that age now. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need me looking over his shoulder. I mean, he's going into middle school next year. I mean, geez, he doesn't need mommy holding his hand. And so, same thing today and yesterday. Well, not yesterday, because yesterday his allergies were bothering him to a point that I felt bad for him, because he he's just, you you could tell he just did not feel, he just wasn't himself. And so I kind of just yesterday I just let him relax and so forth. And because allergies are no fun. I know I've never had allergies until recently, but it's not something I ever want to have again. um Sorry, I have to put new wax in my three placer. And so he this morning he just didn't want to be anywhere near the laptop for classes or whatever. And I stayed in there for a little while. And then I couldn't figure out why he does this. And I thought, it was the uh, the teacher's instruction, or direction to have their camera off. And I asked him, I said, "Is there a reason that your camera is off?" I said, "You've got to, um, let her know that you're there, and that so she can see you." And again, I apologize. My 19-year-old is back there doing a stream. And so, he looked at me and he says, "Well, I know I got to have my camera on." Okay, well, why isn't it on? "Because you're in here." "Oh, well, so what? You want me to leave?" "Yes." "Okay." So I left because he does. I don't know why he does that. I don't know why he. I don't know. He's little dude is a person unto himself. I'll say that much. So I came out here to try. Well, I did record the video, but again, because of the whatever is wrong with the stupid thing, um, we I've been doing this all day, trying to get it straight and so forth, and did all the other things that I needed to do, and let that go. And um, so he was fine. Now, then last week, I know I'm going back and forth between this week and that last week, but last week, was reading. Now, he likes to read too, but he hasn't really um, really wanted to read as much because of, I don't know, just because. So he saw that I was reading, and so he comes over, and he's gotten into the thing now to sit up on the bed with me before he goes into his bed and gets in his bed, and he'll sit with me. Well, he came over and sat down, and he looked at me and he says, "What are you reading?" And I told him, and he was like, "Okay, that sounds weird." And it's an adult book kind of. And I said it's a historical fiction book, and it's about World War II. And he's, of course, now, as you guys know, some of you know, he's very, very inquisitive. He likes to ask me questions. And of course, as soon as I said that, what what was that war about? I had to go into that, tried to explain it to him the best I could. And he, looks at me and he's like, "Okay." And of course, he was going to start Googling. Now, Google is not his favorite thing anymore. Siri is. He asks Siri anything. He asks Siri what the temperature is outside. He asks Siri what the weather is. He asks Siri, you name it. He asks Siri anything, and she tells him. And I'm like, okay. So I explained to him, I said, "Well, what do you want to know?" And he, he asked me why I was so into that. And I told him, and I said, you know, your great grandfather was in World War II. And he, went into, he wanted to know. So I told him. Those of you that don't know, I don't even know if that video was still up, but my grandfather was in World War II. He was on the beach at Normandy, and he never talked about it, didn't like to talk about it. Every time, one of us tried to bring it up to him to kind of ask him, things about, uh, about that time, he would turn around and look at us and say, "I don't want to talk about it. Don't ask me any more questions." And Eventually, that changed. Um, but the reason that he doesn't talk about it is because, as you guys know, what happened on the beach at Normandy, it was a very, very traumatic. I don't want to. I guess that's what I want to say. Traumatic experience for him, I guess, because number one, he was injured. He had to the point that he was not allowed to go back and fight in the war. He had to come home, and it's one of those things. And so he never really, talked about it. Finally, I'd say, oh gosh, I can't remember how long after, right, it wasn't that long. I want to say a couple years before he died, he did finally eventually talk about it. No, it was right when Saving Private Ryan came out. I don't remember the exact year that came out, but when that movie came out, he he went and watched it in the movie theater with me and my dad and um, basically our whole entire family. And it was very, I never lived through it. I wasn't there. I wasn't even born yet. But to see what my grandfather had to live through on that beach, it was really, really emotional for me. So I tried to explain this to Sky the best way I could. I didn't want to get into the whole, you know, detail. I didn't want to get emotional. And I said, your great grandfather was there. And I said he fought, but he was injured and he had to come home. And because of his injury, he could not go back and fight. And I tried to explain, what, we were fighting for. And he just looks at me like, okay. And I said, honey, you don't need to know all this yet. And he just looks at me like, why? And I just said, because, I don't know when they do, yeah, world history in school. I don't remember. So, I told him, I said, when you get to that point, let me know. And mommy will gladly um, tell you anything you want to know. And he was like, okay. So, like I said, he's very inquisitive. He has to know everything. So was um that's how it started. And then of course he decided he wanted to read. And I did mention this in the video last week. He did start reading, but his thing is he wants to read two books at one time. He wants to read one book and read a couple pages from that book and then turn around and read the other book, a couple pages from that one, and then, yeah, he'd go back and forth. And I just looked at him and I was like, dude, seriously? And it was funny because I had to laugh at him because he knows what's going on in each book. And I just looked at him and I said, I'm glad you do, because I wouldn't know. I'd be confused. It's bad enough I'm having a hard time keeping up with the book I'm reading now. And so he thought that was the cool thing. So he's, getting into that. Now last night we did not read. He didn't, feel up to reading because he didn't feel the greatest at all whatsoever. Um, he just did his allergies. Oh my gosh, his poor allergies were just a mess. And he I knew he didn't feel good. Now Sunday night he was fine, but I knew he didn't feel good yesterday morning. And when I went to get him up for school, he looks at me and he's like, I just don't, I could tell. And I told him, I said, well, you don't have, just lay here for a few more minutes. I'll come and, check on you, and maybe, you'll feel a little bit better, and, you know, you'll want to go or get up and, sit in front of the computer, which I can't say I blame him because he didn't feel like it at all, period, which is no big deal. So he didn't. And, really. So and usually he whines. He's usually, whiny. That's the thing. He didn't do that. I was shocked. He was not whiny at all, which, I was like, okay. He didn't whine. He was just, very, very, he was quiet, very quiet. And finally, yesterday, he was fine. So, yesterday afternoon, he was fine. So but he went to bed early. He was really, really tired. And I think part of that was the allergy medicine and him just, not. He was tired when he got up yesterday, and he was zonked out when I went to check on him yesterday morning. So he wasn't, he wasn't, he was pretty good yesterday. Now, I will tell you, we had a funny thing that happened yesterday. Okay. Now, I don't know. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Those of you that know who I am very, very clumsy sometimes. And things just happen. And I've, been told only you. It's true. So, my phone has a phone case on it. And, it's kind of hard on the side. And, anyway, we were, I was going back there to get him ready for bed. And all of a sudden, my phone flies out of my hand. I didn't trip, did nothing. And it hit my ankle. I have the biggest bruise on my ankle, on the bone. So I was like, okay, I'm saying all kinds of words. I'm saying F this, F that, shit, you name it. I'm screaming. And so Skylar looks at me and he's like, what happened? And all I can say is get your sister, because I really truly thought that I had hurt myself really badly. And so he went and got Miranda, and he she came in. He went and brought me got me the ice pack, which I asked her for it, but she came out and got me the ibuprofen. I have the biggest bruise on my ankle. Only me, okay, from my phone. Only me. So, you name it. So, yeah, there's a bruise, and I posted a picture on Instagram because it's only me. Only that would be me, big time. I don't know why, don't know what the deal is, but yeah. So, she's, of course, Miranda's sitting there like, how did you do that? I don't know. Except for the fact that my phone went flying out of my hand and have no reason why. And I don't even remember it. Usually, how it landed on my ankle, I don't know. I have no clue. I'm still trying to figure that one out. All I know is I was laying on my bed in pain, and then she wanted to touch it, and that hurt. I screamed. So she, but yeah, that was our funny little. You had to be there because it was kind of funny. So we that was my little moment for this week, because I'm a clumsy person. I'm not usually that clumsy. I do have weak knees, but yeah, I don't know why. Because I really thought it was gonna be like swollen and so forth, and I was ready. to get my ace bandage and wrap it up. I looked at it this morning. It's not that bad. But yeah, it was, talk about pain. Oh my gosh. It hurts. Now, of course, now Miranda's boyfriend John tells me, "Oh, you'll have that bruise there for a couple of weeks." Thanks a lot. That's what I need to know. Seriously, I don't want to know that. But I probably will, knowing me. But that's okay. It wouldn't be the first time that I've had that happen. So, yeah, I have a nice big bruise on my ankle. Um, I did start my reading again. You guys, I told you guys that earlier. Now, I got into was listening to Salem's Lot. I can't watch this. No, I can't. I started listening to it, and it's don't get me wrong, it's a good book, but I think I don't know if it's because I lost interest. I don't know, but I couldn't listen anymore. It was just like, I don't know. I couldn't I couldn't do it. I was like, seriously. And so I put that aside. Now, there isn't a way to edit it off of Google or off of Goodreads where, you know, you can't, you, unless, I have to do it on the computer. I don't know. But there's, on my phone, there isn't a way to take it off of my current reading to put it aside. It's either you finish it or whatever. So I have to figure that out because it's not finished, and it says it's finished on Goodreads, but it's not. So I have to. I just set it aside, and I started another one, and um, we'll see. So that's really that part. I did a stitching marathon on Friday, which I will share that tomorrow on FlossTube. But I did a stitching marathon on Friday, and um, got a really good amount done, and was really really proud of myself. Really really, you know, pleased with the progress, and it looks good. Now I'm only working on one project, so I will tell you guys about that tomorrow. Don't want to give all that away. So, hmm. I know somebody asked me where Melissa B Craft with me is, and I did talk to her today, and she's okay. She's just kind of taking a break, I guess is what you want to call it, because she really doesn't know what to do with her channel right now, and she's having some, I guess, issues or whatever. I'm not sure what that deal is. She she's having I guess creativity issues, I guess. I don't know. But I told her, I said, "Well, we miss you." And she's like, "I know. We did. It's not you." I'm like, "Okay. I just thought maybe. But yeah, she's still around. I wondered what happened to her because I hadn't heard from her, and I had messaged her the other day, or no, yesterday, about something else, and she uh, she and I video chatted today. She wants to set up another video chat with me and some other people, and so I have to do all that. But yeah, those of you that are subscribed to her, she's still around. She just kind of you know on a hiatus, I guess is what you want to call it. Um, hmm. What else has been going on? This is probably going to end up being a short um, whip and chat because I'm having issues. Oh, speaking of issues, as you guys know, I was doing the split screen. Now I don't know why, but all of a sudden, I'm I can't. I don't know if it's my program or what, but yeah, it's not. It's really totally messing everything up, and um, I don't know what the deal is there. I don't know why that happened. I have no clue. So I'm gonna try to figure out what that is. Try to figure out what that deal is. So that's really all I've got this week, guys. I know it's not the greatest. It's the really sad whip and chat. Um, I did have longer, but I can't think of what I talked about in my video that I had recorded, and yeah. So, I hope everyone has a great week, and thank you for watching. If you like the channel and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you like the videos or any of my videos, please hit the like button. And sorry, this is a short whip and chat video, guys. Hopefully, I'll have a longer one next week. So until then, have a great week, and I will see you all then.